Welcome to Family Therapy Advice with family therapist Ken Haysted.
Youth is not a time of life. It is a state of mind. It is not a matter of rosy cheeks, red lips, and supple knees. It is a matter of the will, a quality of the imagination, a vigor of the emotions. It is the freshness of the deep springs of life. Youth means a temperamental predominance of courage over timidity, of the appetite for adventure over the love of ease. This often exists in a man of 60 more than a boy of 20. Nobody grows old merely by living a number of years. We grow old by deserting our ideals. Years may wrinkle the skin, but to give up enthusiasm wrinkles the soul. Worry, fear, self-doubt bow the heart and turn the spirit back to dust. Whether 60 or 16, there is in every human being's heart the lure of wonder, the unfailing childlike curiosity of what's next, and the joy of the game of living. In the center of your heart and mind there's a wireless station. So long as it receives messages of beauty and hope and cheer and courage, you are young. When the aerials are down and your spirit is covered with the snows of cynicism and the ice of pessimism, then you have grown old, even at 20. But so long as your aerials are up to catch the optimism, there is hope you may die young at 80. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I want to share with you some of the things that I believe about the aging process. I wanted to shake up my whole life. I think it's a good thing to kick yourself in the pants and contend with entirely new things now and then. Give yourself a whole new range of professional problems. The whole purpose of education is to enable us to come to full possession of our own powers. It's a real privilege to be a human being, but I don't think this privilege is fully developed or sensed by most people. No one is more flawed than a doomsayer or a pessimist. And while I have a healthy respect for the experts, and while I'll seek their advice, I will always follow my own counsel. I guess what I want to help you to do is to understand, my friend, that no matter what your age in life may be, that is your chronological age, you still have a lot of living time left, more than you know perhaps, and it ought to be good and quality time. But here are 2 or 3 things to remember, or 6 of them really. First, consider. These are just words to remember, which means to sit down and take some time for this. One of the questions you need to ask yourself, what do I enjoy doing most? Now, I'm not talking about hedonistic pleasure. I'm just talking what gives you the feeling of completion, what makes you feel good about yourself. Think about that a bit, and think about how little you get to do it. I meet people every day who have great longings and to do something that they really enjoy, but their life is so full of pressure and problem, they never get to do it. Like the lady I met who said that the thing she loved to do most in the world was travel. When I asked her where she'd been, she hadn't been out of Los Angeles County. You see, my friend, that's frustration. To want to do something that you enjoy and you never give yourself permission. You don't need to do that to you. Second, probe further. That is, after you've finished all that, go a little bit deeper and go back and say, if nothing had prevented me, or if I could really choose my own vocation, what would I choose to spend the rest of my life doing? You know, sometimes if you did some thinking along that line, you might discover that what you want to do is within your grasp. I don't know how many people, I have a long list of people who have listened to Peace for Today and say, Ken, you've taught me, I can go for it. And I'd like to teach somebody that you can be what you want to be if you truly are willing to try. The third thing, do some asking. That's the third word. Consider, probe, ask. Ask yourself some objective things and questions. Evaluate your ability in the direction of your preference. Now, that's an interesting set of words. It's unrealistic and can set yourself up for disappointment if you decide you want to do something that you have absolutely no aptitude for. Or you get a goal. You know, we're so goal-oriented in our society, and yet a lot of people break themselves on the wheel of an unrealistic goal. What if you wanted to be, like I laughingly say, what if I said my goal in life was to win the Boston Marathon next year? I could frustrate myself so completely. I can't even run around the block. And to think in terms of running for all those miles, think about that. Contemplate is the next word. That means, am I willing to further my training if need be? That was one of the big questions I had to ask myself. 59, and I wanted a new career, and I had to go to school to get it. Do I want to bite the bullet? I did, and it worked. It can work for you. That it's important to start each day by thanking God for the gift He has given you. Then offer it back to God for Him to bless and create. Spiritual contemplation is so important in changing your life. Getting in touch with God's Spirit in your own experience is such an exciting adventure. And I encourage you to do it. And the last thing is, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. We need more and more people that can sort of preach that gospel to people, because for a long, long time we've heard the other side over and over and over again. This is one of the great plus factors when you know the freedom of being you. It can make all the difference in your own recycling process.
Goodbye and God bless.